Welcome to South Asia Maps. This is J. Reddy, your facilitator, and I have opened a new playlist, and I will talk about the districts in Bharat and Pakistan, Bangladesh, and so on, because this is South Asia in Maps, Images, and Icons channel. So I covered the entire South Asian region. Here, today's topic of discussion is the most fascinating district of Bharat. In Tamil Nadu, the Tamil-speaking territory, southernmost tip of Bharat, Kanyakumari district. This district has 4 Taluks, Vilavancode, Kalkulam, Agastheeswaram, and Thovala. Interestingly, all these Taluk names and their Taluk headquarters are very, very different, and we look at them. The subtitle of Kanyakumari district is Kanyakumari district is under severe ideological and physical attack from conversion-based missionary aggression, Christian aggression on the soil of Bharat. Lot of people in India, when I listen to them, they simply go and talk about rock temple, the rock monument of Vivekananda Swami, and all those things, give the areas, and they are not aware of internally what is going and what are the ideological complex ideas they have in mind about the Kafir's land. In case of Christianity, that becomes the Gentiles' land, non-Christian converts. Sorry, non-Christians. Christians are converts to their belief system. In the Kanyakumari district, alarm bells are already ringing for the Hindu society. We will look at it. And missionaries have attempted to change the name, taking to the official level to various chief ministers, to Kanyakumari district, to Kanya Mary district, to Virgin Mary district. That means one stroke they want to set that they are the masters and we have nincompoops. The fellows that have no value in this land, fellows that have no value for their culture, just they live as drawers of water and cutters of wood. That's what they wanted to do, but they were not successful till now. They tried to plant a lot of crosses and churches, claimed their ancient patrons or patriarchs, a name from their biblical origin landed here, and they wanted to grab that the tip of the land and construct a monument and put it. If any visitor comes to India, that ancient land at the junction of Sindhu Sagar, Ganga Sagar, and Hindu Mahasagar, if they see this Christian monument, they think, is this the ancient land or Christian land? So they wanted to do that. But luckily, Hindu nationalists under RSS, they resisted this and they formed a trust to finally built Vivekananda Rock Memorial today. But that is only a part of the story. Still the ideological aggression continues. So in this talk, we will talk about these points. After these points, we will build a complete story and we will get a fascinating idea of the land that other presenters may not be aware or neglected or totally ignorant about it. So we are not just talking about the geographical area, we are talking about the cultural ethos and the serious assault that is made on the soul of Bharat. We'll talk about unassimilative ideologies, conversion-based ideologies of Islam and Christianity, and we'll talk about the native religions, Buddhism and Vedic and Hinduism, which are very deep ideologies. They are reflective ideologies, they are spiritual ideologies, they are not aggressive ideologies. They have inward journey and that they care only for they are not conversion based, they are not aggressive. As compared to this Abrahamic conversion based ideologies branded as a religion. We look at them. And there are salesmen of Christianity very active in that region, selling this product to innocent people through various formats. We know that Christianity is cunningly subversive and Islam is openly aggressive. Mahayogi Sri Ram Swarup, the greatest thinker of modern India, and Rajarshi Sitaram Goel have coined these two terms, salesmen of these religions and sourcemen of these religions. We will look at the 4 taluks of this fascinating district of Bharat: Vilavancode, Kalkulam, Agastheeswaram and Thovala. We will also look at their headquarters, centers of administration. Correspondingly, Kuzhithurai, Thekkali, Nagercoil, which is also the district headquarters of Kanyakumari district, and Bhutapandi, the northern part, in the Agastheeswaram or Sahyadri mountains. The mountains in that region called Agastheeswaram, there are south of Tenkasi Shenkottai Pass or Punalur Pass. There is itself a small pass that cuts through Agastheeswaram in the Kanyakumari district, that is called Aramboli Pass. We will look at that. Kanyakumari district is historically called Nanjil Nadu. The western portion, that is Vilavancode Kalkulam, is called Nanjil Nadu. The eastern portion, Nagercoil Bhutapandi, that is Agastheeswaram Thovala region, is called Venadu. It was historically part of a Malayalam speaking dynasty which originally came from Tamil region but acquired a lot of territories in the Venadu region or Travancore region, Thiruvananthapuram region, called A dynasty. And Thiruvananthapuram at that time, 1947, has 7 tehsils. 3 tehsils was predominantly Malayalam speaking tehsils. Southern 4 tehsils, Vilavancode, Kalkulam, Agastheeswaram, Thovala, were Tamil speaking territories, and they were bifurcated, finally formed into Kanyakumari district, and after state's reorganization committee, the district was awarded to Tamil Nadu or Madras state or a truncated Madras state. Maharaja Marthandavarma, the great ruler of Travancore principality, enhanced and suppressed and fully brought calm, order, law and order to this region, Nanjil Nadu and Venadu. His capital, the historic capital of a kingdom, Venadu kingdom, for centuries resided in Padmanabhapuram, that is in the Kalkulam Taluk of today's Kanyakumari district. In the final years, the capital was moved to Thiruvananthapuram, that is in Trivandrum district. So originally, this was predominantly a bilingual kingdom. Southern part Malaya, Tamil speaking, northern part Malayalam speaking, capital resided in Tamil speaking Padmanabhapuram town and city. After Marthandavarma, Tirunal Raja Ramavarma succeeded, also called Dharma Raja, ruled for nearly 40 years. He protected the kingdom against the attacks first by usurper of Vodayar dynasty, Hyder Ali, and his son, and a big sword arm of Islam, an Islamic zealot, Tipu Sultan. And finally he became the ally of British East India Company. And during the Maharaja Marthandavarma's time, famous battle of Kolachal was fought. It is a magnificent battle. First time the Asian power defeated the naval power of British at Kolachal and the coastal region in the Kanyakumari district. We look at Aramboli forts and adjoining Aramboli the Nawab of Carnatic regions, and Marshal Nesamani, after partition, the prominent Tamil leader, agitated for formation of Tamil speaking district and its integration to Tamil Nadu. So as a result, finally Travancore principality, Travancore Cochin, shed its Tamil speaking 4 southern parts into Madras presidency. That is, in general, we are going to talk about. Let's look at the geography of this region. If you this is Kanyakumari district. I have put lot of information here. If you stop and read and reread this, listen to this, you will get a fascinating understanding of one of the most fascinating districts, and also you will know what are the threat that district is under by various conversion-based ideologies which want to change the identity of district. So there are 4 taluks. The entire district of Kanyakumari has a 1,672 square kilometers. The state of Tamil Nadu has 130,000 square kilometers. To put the things very simply, if you say Tamil Nadu state has 130 rupees, Kanyakumari district has 1.6 rupees. 1.6 out of 130. The 4 taluks from the west to east I have put Vilavancode Taluk, Kalkulam Taluk, Agastheeswaram Taluk, Thovala Taluk. Vilavancode, Kalkulam, Agastheeswaram, Thovala. Because this is a very unique district I find during my reading about all the districts in South Asia. Generally, the no name of the taluk head name coincides with the taluk headquarter. So that's why I even doesn't remember. So I have put the names here so that I don't forget. These 4 taluks and their headquarters are Kuzhithurai. There is Takkalai, Nagercoil. This is headquarters and also easy to remember. This is Bhutapandi, close to Aramboli Pass. Aramboli A, Bhutapandi is B, easy to remember. So, in order to give overall context to you, this is Thiruvananthapuram, the capital of Kerala state. Previously used to be the capital of Travancore state. Original capital was Padmanabhapuram in the Kalkulam Taluk. Later, they moved it to Thiruvananthapuram. Here you see in the Vaigai Valley, the Madras. I can show this much more. You can see a fascinating outlook of Kanyakumari district. You see, this is the Palakkad Pass. This is the Kaveri River. This is the Kolarun River. This is the Markara or Kodagu, Kurgu district. You can see the Kaveri River floating through the Mandya region and cuts through at Heggenekal Pass across the Biligiri Rangan hills, falls to a famous Mettur dam, dams the river at that point, flows through the Baramahal or Salem region and gets the Bhavani river, and after Bhavani and Erode, Kodumudi, it gets Novil river from Kungunadu. From Karur, the river almost becomes a delta. The Karur and Tiruchirappalli, Lalgudi and Tanjavuru and Tiruvaruru, Karaikal, Nagapattinam and Vedaranyam and Papanashanam and all those areas. Here is the Madurai. Here this is Thiruvananthapuram. You can see the pass here, Tenkasi and Tenkotta Pass. The railway line from Tenkasi goes to Kollam and finally Thiruvananthapuram. You want to see much of the Aramboli Pass, but there is a pass here. This is the Madurai city, historic sacred Madurai city, and the Vaigai river in the Vaigai plains. And you can see the Pala river here, and you can see, Punniya river. These are Javadi hills, these are Elagiri hills, and you can see the Pala river here, and Chennapatnam and Madras here, and this is Krishna Rajasagar reservoir across near on Kaveri river. So that is in brief, and we are here looking at the Kanyakumari district here. So Kanyakumari district has 4 taluks, and it is the unique district because it is at the junction of Sindhu Sagar, Bengal, and Hindu Mahasagar, that is Indian Ocean, and Ganga Sagar, that is Bay of Bengal. These are the historical names, ancient names. We should always remember, and we should also propagate so that the current generation is not totally Anglicized or Europeanized, and we have to learn about culture and historical names. And the Kanyakumari district on the west is surrounded by Trivandrum district, and the north and east Ambasamudram, Nanguneri, Radhapuram, and these are essentially on the leeward direction of the Sahyadri Mountains. Sahyadri Mountains, this is Ilamalai Sahyadri Mountains. We have Anaimalai here, we have Varushnadu here, we have a pass, Tenkasi Pass, we have Agastyamalai here. Entire district is on the western side of Agastyamalai Mountains. Mahendragiri Mountains are nearly, I think, 16 or 1800 meters above sea level. That is an enormous amount of the height. If you stay Gursikar on the Aravalli Mountains north of either in Gujarat, in the Shirohi district, the height is only 1717. So this is almost like that. And the Kanyakumari region, Agastheeswaram, small part is on the coastal region, and we have Aramboli Pass here. Historic Travancore kingdom has these four Tamil-speaking taluks in southern part. In the western part, it has Neyattinakara, Trivandrum, Nedumangad, and Attingal. And they also have substantial Tamil population, but state reorganization committee for some reason kept them in Travancore and only awarded these four districts to Tamil Nadu or Madras state or truncated Madras state. This I have taken from the Wikipedia. The Hindu population is minority in the district. Large scale Christian proselytization. This district also the constant the converts harass the people taking the bath in the ocean. So these are the very common things whenever Christian Muslim population increases in any region of the planet Earth, because these religions, they brought ideologies, rather to say, Mahayogi Ram Swarup says, unassimilative tendencies into the local system. They don't assimilate with the local culture, civilization. They want to uproot these people and attach them to their religion, Mecca or Medina or Jerusalem, under the garb of some high-sounding entity or external agency or God, called God, and his deputies or prophets or sons and so on. This is just very imaginative ideology, conversion-based ideology. Whereas the native religions, Hinduism and Buddhism, are deep ideologies, reflective ideologies, spiritual ideologies. They are not conversion-based, and they are very calm and quiet. That is the major difference. So previously, swordsmen of Islam spread and Christianity, these religions. Now salesmen has taken over, because you cannot use swords in modern times. It's not even every society doesn't allow it. Now they have cunningly taken to selling this product to innocent people under various garbs, like giving some education, giving some money, and giving some poor medical services, so on. They may be commendable, but the intention is to convert the people and uproot them their basic culture and heritage, and alienate them, and eventually turn them into militants and get their own country and territory from the native people's land. So Ram Swarup, Sitaram Goelji, they say they are cunningly subversive Christianity. Islam is, of course, openly aggressive, still wages the street riots very frequently in every town in India where there are in substantial population. In places, and Kashmir is almost like a war zone. The big Indian army has to keep the law and order. And lot of people think when there is no riot in one day, they think there is a peaceful. But always there will be a riot. Once in a while there will be some peace. This you have to keep in mind. And we talked about the four taluks, Vilavancode and Kalkulam. Vilavancode and Kalkulam Taluks, Aramboli Pass. There is a pass. We told there is, this is Sahyadri Mountains or Western Ghat Mountains. Western Ghat Mountains have different names in different regions. This region they are called Elamalai. This zone they are called Annai Malai. This part they are called Varishnad. South of Tenkasi and Shenkottai Pass or Punalur Pass they are called Agastya Malai. Agastya Malai is south of Tenkasi Pass and it continues in the Kanyakumari districts on the eastern side, and there is a pass called Aramboli Pass. We will see the picture on the Google map later. That means from the former Carnatic Nawab, Arcot Nawab's territory, if any army wanted to invade, the easiest way is not to come roundabout near Kanyakumari, Nagercoil to attack Padmanabhapura. It has to come, the easiest way is Aramboli Pass. There is Aramboli town, at which Maharaja Martandavarma, after he is conquering or defeating Delonai, asked him to build the forts there. So he built a very big fort, General Delonai. Near that fort also, Udayagiri and those areas, he also died. This is still, it is called Kota Lennai, that means where, Kota means fort, Marshal General Lennai died. He is a Dutch general, finally joined the service of Venadu ruler Martandavarma's army. After the death of Martandavarma in 1758, almost 3 years before the major Battle of Panipat in the Indo-Gangetic Plains, his successor Thirunal Ramavarma took over, under which he faced a very severe attack. Not directly, but Hyder Ali conquered lot of these territories. Bednur kingdom, northern Balabar, overthrew the Raja of Calicut Jamurin, reduced the Cochin Raja into submission. South of Cochin, the Venadu kingdom resides, but he couldn't conquer that kingdom, and his son made an attempt called Battle of Nedum Kottai in 1790 or 91, and which he was not successful, and finally British as an ally and protector of Venadu kingdom intervened, and in the third Mysore war, Tipu Sultan, the usurper of Vadaya's throne and an Islamic zealot, his father was somewhat moderate, even though who usurped the kingdom, he was still respectful to Vadayar dynasty. Unlike his son, he was defeated and half of his kingdom was taken away. And Dharmaraja and Admiral, we talked about the Battle of Kolachal and Lenai and Aramboli Pass and Marshal Nesamani and Travancore Tamil Congress and so on. That is about the fascinating district among the districts of Bharat. In south, that is the Kanyakumari, the meeting place of three mighty water bodies, Triveni Sangam, Sindhu Sagar, Ganga Sagar, Maha Hindu Sagar. And we looked at the missionary aggression by conversion-based ideology, and the soul of Bharat, grabbing this the most important district. Kanya is the representative of goddess, incarnation of goddess Parvati. Parvati is consort of Mahadev Shiva. The name, the goddess resides here, and that's why the region was called Kanyakumari, the temple. Consequently, the entire districts were given the name Kanyakumari. Missionaries attempted to change the name into Kanyamari, their version of Virgin Mary, Mother of Jesus Christ, and Hindus and Hindu organizations resisted at that time. They also did one more trick to grab the southernmost tip and build the Christian monuments. Finally, the nationalists and resisted, and they built a rock memorial. These are only just straws and wind. The aggression continues, and we have to be very careful with these aggression-based ideologies masquerading as religions. These are essentially conversion-based ideologies, and they want to convert the native people into their belief system. And now we can look at the fascinating district of Kanyakumari, how it looks in the ground level in the Google Maps. Here, when we look at the Google map, and you can see fascinating the lowland, this area, and we see the Tirunelveli district and Tuticorin district and Vaigai River, Madurai and Ramnathpuram, this peninsula, and the Western Ghats, the Sahya mountains or Sahyadri mountains. And here we can see Tenkasi and Shenkottai. You can see the road and also Tenkasi region and Shenkottai region nearby. There is a railway line built by the Madras Presidency time from this region, that is from Kovilpatti and Tirunelveli to Tenkasi, Ambasamudram it goes and goes to Shenkottai and crosses the Shenkottai Pass or Tenkasi Pass or Punalur Pass or Kottarakara enters Kollam or Quillan and finally enters the Travancore kingdom's capital Thiruvananthapuram. At that time, Kanyakumari district was under the control of the Venadu kingdom. This is the Kanyakumari district. The entire district you see on the western side of Sahyadri mountains. Here, the Sahyadri mountains, and you see Nagercoil here, the Kanyakumari, where the goddess Parvati's representation resides as a Kanya, the virgin goddess, and Nagercoil, and any invasion from this side has to come through. This is the Aramboli Pass. You can see the beautiful Aramboli Pass that cuts the Agastheeswaram mountains. Here, the name also you can see. Aramboli Pass, yeah. This is the Tamil name I cannot pronounce. There where the fort has been built by the Delano and the general of Maharaja Marthandavarma, the Venadu king. The fort was built. Yeah, you can see Aramboli Pass. That is the pass, the easiest access to Padmanabhapuram or Nagercoil, where compared to circuitous the way coming here. This is still the Western Ghat mountains, and the historic Padmanabhapuram will be. You can see the Kolachal here. That's the Kolachal. The Kolachal battle in 1741, 20 years before Battle of Panipatri at near Kurukshetra between Marathas and Afghan ruler Durrani. In this battle, Ajagam Marthandavarma, the ruler of Venadu kingdom, decisively defeated the Dutch naval force at Kolachal. The Dutch was the prominent military power, and they have the control of the Cochin kingdom. Portuguese, after the collapse of Portuguese, Dutch took over the control of that region, and Cochin Maharaja was under their control. And the historic capital Padmanabhapuram will be somewhere here. Padmanabhapuram, historic capital of we can see in the other map, we may get it there. So here we can see the same thing in a different way. The fascinating Sahyadri mountains and the Western Ghats, Thiruvananthapuram. This gives a different picture now when compared to that. You can see from Kollam to Tenkasi, the pass, Tenkasi Shenkottai Pass here, and Thiruvananthapuram near Tinakara, and Aramboli Pass here, and Nagercoil, the district headquarters, Kanyakumari here, and the Vilavancode, Taluk, and we have seen the Kolachal before. Yeah, Kolachal here, you can see the Kolachal here, the Battle of Kolachal in 1761. You can see the same thing in a different perspective here in the map. Tirunelveli, Palankote, twin cities, and the Neyattinakara Tehsil, Nedumangan Tehsil, and Attingal Tirunantapuram. These three, Neyattinakara, Tirunantapuram, Neyattinakara, and Nedumangan, these are predominantly Malayali speaking districts of United Trivandrum district or Thiruvananthapuram district of Venadu kingdom, that is Travancore kingdom. After partition independence, Cochin kingdom, Travancore kingdom were merged and formed Kochi Travancore or Travancore kingdom. Maharaja Travancore became the governor or Raj Pramukh, and finally the southern three taluks were given to Kolachal here, to Tamil speaking state Madras, and we can see the Nagercoil here, and we have seen the Aramboli Pass here. Yeah, there is a fort built here, and you can see the mountain region of Sahyadri. This is Agastheeswaram mountains, and the Mahendragiri mountain will be somewhere here around about 1700 meters or so. That's what we discussed today about the fascinating history, heritage, culture of the very unique district of India. The district is only 1.6 thousand square kilometers, 1.6 out of 130 units of Tamil Nadu, or 1.6 out of 3,000 units of India. India is round about 3 million square kilometers, means 3,000,000, or actually they say 320, but there is a disputed region. I rounded up the figure for clarity. That means if you have 3,000 rupees in India, 3,000 units, Tamil Nadu will be 130 units of that, Kanyakumari will be 1.6 unit of that. That's what you can get out of that. And thank you very much for your support for our education channel, South Asia in Maps. As you know, South Asia covers the land north of Kanyakumari, south of Karakoram Mountains or Kashmir region, Greater Kashmir region to the audience in the form of icons, images and pictures. And please send your subscriptions, compliments and criticisms for the improvement of this channel. And I appreciate your encouragement and constant inputs from you, so that we can bring a fascinating aspects of South Asia to our audience. And this is your facilitator, J. Reddy, today about Kanyakumari district, Vilavancode, Kalkulam, Agastheeswaram, Thovala Taluks, southernmost part of the erstwhile Venadu kingdom, Travancore kingdom, in the west side of Ganga Sagar. Thank you very much.